So recently I was featured on a podcast called Talking Health Tech with Peter Perch, and in it we discussed the importance of knowing what it is that you bring to the table as a value to your customers. And on top of that, how do you prove that in the way that the people you're talking to want to hear it? A CFO, for instance, is going to want to know how much money you're saving, while a clinician and an end user wants to know how you make my day better and how is the experience faster than paper. Being able to pivot your proposition and what your sales case is means that you might have to have some different metrics and some different collections of data to prove your case study. So, there's a really great book that talks about benefits realization and four key ways that you can grab this data. The first data set is an observable data. So, like, people just seem to be happier. We're having less phone calls. It's taking less time for people to be in the waiting room. That's an observable change. We haven't really measured anything, but we can notice that things just seem to be working better and people are happier. The next step is measurable. If you can say, here's a net promoter score, yes, people indeed are happy with this service. Or we've had this many fewer phone calls per week. Those are measurable changes at a point in time that you can prove you've had a benefit. Now, the next level up is where most people fall down, which is, can you quantify what your solution did? So if you have a baseline, this is what it looks like before we start, and then you take after and you say, this is the change that occurred because we're now a part of your business. This is a 30% reduction in phone calls, and we've had this much less time waiting in the waiting rooms. Now you have a calculated value proposition that you can speak to at different levels. Now, the final one, which is like a mythical unicorn, it's so hard to get to this, most people don't try. But if you can get to the financial benefit, that's what the CFO wants to hear. So if you can prove we came in and before and after, this is how much money you saved in terms of labor or equipment or waste that's going out the door, now you have his attention because you can basically say, for every dollar you spend on us, we give you this much back. So knowing those four layers and then being able to speak to the correct person in the way that they want you to frame your value to what they care about is paramount for you getting some of these sales. So I would love to hear some of the creative metrics that you've used to prove your use case to different customers. Please comment in the link below. We'd love to hear what you've used in the past.